you for staying with us. Now we're going to look at an issue that is sad, and it will remind one of the plight of Nigeria Airways workers. And I think Nigeria Airways workers have been sorted out now.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Well, this case involves ex-PHCN staff and their overdue emolument. 7 years ago, the power holding company of Nigeria, PHCN, was privatized, and some of its staff were laid off. They are here today to tell us about what they've been going through, their plight since that layoff, and their pursuit in trying to get their outstanding benefits. They'll be joining us from our studio in Abuja, Engineer Mohammed Bello, who's an electrical engineer. Good morning. And we also have Sunday Oyisi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. Engineer Bello, we understand that you have made some effort to try and get what is actually due to you. Can you just talk us through what you have done so far?
Thank you. First, let me thank Chinese TV for having me or us on show. Actually, since the privatization of power holding company, where my people have gone through a lot, some of them whom have died now, who have lost due to lack of financial support to maybe cater for their medication and health. Some cannot even pay their children's school fees. And the sad part of it is that the union, who is supposed to fight for us, have been somehow quiet these days. There's lack of communication gap between we, the exPHCN staff, and the union. So I would like to use this opportunity to appeal to the federal government, President Muhammadu Buhari, to please kindly extend his hand of wonder to the exPHCN staff, just like as he has done to the ex-railway, the ex-airway, and even the ex-Biafran soldiers. President Buhari, we're appealing to you to please come to our aid. Pay the exPHCN staff their overdue entitlements. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Oyisi, what I wanted to know was actually what kind of engagements you've had with the new management or the government regarding your entitlements, and what the reaction has been from the other side up to this point.
Yes, thank you. Our body, our union, the NUI, has been in contact and fighting for this thing, for this money since the privatization. But along the line, there is a communication breakdown between we, the ex-staff, and the union. And recently, there is an agreement of 60 days. 60 days, they were about to declare a strike for this money, and government pleaded for 60 days that so that they will enable them for things to be put in order and money be paid, and the money be paid to us. 60 days has elapsed since 10th of April. Nothing has been heard. Union has not briefed us. And people are dying. People are dying. People are sick. Our children are out of school. We have nothing to live by. Coupled with this pandemic, that the economy of the world is shutting down, our people are experiencing hardship. And so we take it upon ourselves now as members of ex-staffs to come here and appeal to the government and its agencies and to the public to help us press this payment so that we will be able to enjoy the labor of our hands while we are still alive. The union has been trying, other bodies like the Gallant team and every on personal ground, they have been trying to make sure that this money is paid, but we don't know the forces that are behind it. We don't know what is happening. There is no communication. Nobody is telling us anything. And that is why we, the ex-staffs, ordinary ex-staffs, have come on this program tonight, this morning, to air our view and to appeal to the government and everybody concerned, especially the BPE, Bureau of Public Enterprises, to help us out and pay us our benefits.
Engineer Bello, what exactly are the ex-staff of the PHCN asking for? What are those emoluments that you say are outstanding?
We have 7.5 counterpart payments, which the federal government is set to remit into our RSA. RSA is retirement saving account. It is only the employee, the employee, who paid 7.5, our own part. Federal government didn't pay this own. He's set to pay his own part, or our own part. Then second one is 16 months. 16 months in a sense that there was delay before handing over the PHCN to the company. This delay, lapsed up to 16 months. So the calculation of this month was not included into the emolument paid to us then. Then thirdly, there's equity share. The equity share is like a share that we, the staff, will have 10% equity of the company that is taken over from the from PHCN. But surprisingly,
Bello, just hold your thoughts there a moment. We'll have to interrupt you here to go on a quick break, but we'll come back and you pick it up from that point. Let's know exactly what the demands of the ex-PHCN staff are. We'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Engineer Bello, you were talking about the demands of the ex-PHCN staff. You talked about payment of the deductions, pension deductions. You said it's only the staff that have paid the 7.5. Government hasn't paid their own counterpart, part of it. You talked about 10% equity share. That's where you were before we went on that break. That the ex-staff are supposed to have 10% equity share of the company that takes over. Yeah, what are the other demands you're talking about again?
Okay, apart from the one I've just listed, we still have pre-retirement training benefits or training program, which was not included during the privatization or while they were collating the payments. So we're supposed to be paid this money. The money for the training is expected to be paid to individual staffs so as to go and prepare for pre-retirement from the former PHCN and while switching to the new company. So this money was not paid. Then lastly, there's another one which is insurance. The insurance package was not paid as well. So this money is like 70% of the money of the emoluments were supposed to pay. So like 30% was just paid to us, and we have 70% or something like that left. So we are appealing to the government to please come to our aid and pay this money without any further delay.
Has the government responded to any of these calls?
Okay, actually, yes, they have. I have gotten message from the presidency Though they are carrying out some finding right now as I speak to you or as I talk to you, and I'm waiting for their response. So the letter I wrote, I drafted it, wrote it, and published it online. So I'm waiting for their conclusion. After their finding, I'm expecting them, waiting for them to get back to me. Thank you.
In other words, they have not responded yet, but they did have discussions with your unions before now.
Yeah, well, that is correct, that they have discussion with my union, but my letter, the open letter is sent to the president, or I addressed to the president. I sent them a copy. I sent the State House a copy, which the special advisor to the presidency have gotten. I've noted it, and currently carrying out finding to get back to me in person on behalf of Ex-PHCN staff. Just like I said earlier, the union for now, there's communication gap between we, the Ex-PHCN staff, and the union. And this is why I personally, on behalf of 50,000 Ex-PHCN staff, is taking the battle on. And I believe with the current administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, I am hopefully sure that without further delay, he will do something and immediately. Thank you.
Mr. Oisi, did the staff who were laid off receive any redundancy pays 7 years ago?
Hello? You said the staff who were paid off?
The staff who were laid off, did they receive any redundancy fees? Any redundancy payment?
Yes, there is a payment. There is a payment that they have made in September 2013. But after then, we discovered that there are some other payments, like we have just listed, that were not paid, which we were supposed to receive at that time. So it's this balance of our entitlement that we are agitating for.
Will the Ministry of Labor, or whoever it is, actually sit down and have discussions with you, since they have been liaising with your unions before now? Do you think that they'll be prepared to talk to you as opposed to talking to your union?
Yeah, our union is the body that is representing us. The NUI is the body that is representing us. Now, but like as my colleague says, there have been communication gap between us and the union. The union is not furnishing us with informations on how they have gone, what they have done, when is this money coming in, and we don't know exactly what is happening. And people are dying. We are suffering. We are suffering. Our children are out of school. If not for this pandemic, as we're talking about, many of our children have been out of school for a very long time. House rent, when we were working, we were not opportune to have housing loan, car loan, or whatever as others. Now, we depend on this little thing that has accumulated for us, for we to be able to meet up with life challenges. And this money is not coming. This is 7 years now. This is 7 years. The last time they pay us that money was September 2013. And things are getting out of hand. And me and my colleague, we decided to come up on this platform to appeal to the federal government and to the public and to the agencies that are responsible for this money to be paid.
See, have you reached out to the union at all to ask questions? And if you have, what has the union said?
Yes, we have reached out to them. We have reached out to them, and they keep on promising that they are on it, they are on it, they are on it. Until recently, there is no more communication between us. Even on the NUI platform, on Facebook, if you get there, the last time they update us with any information is January. January. So since after the 60 days that has elapsed, we have been expecting them to say something. Although they have been trying, Nigeria has been trying, the General Secretary has been trying, he has declared strike 2 times, and he is like he's overwhelmed. And so we decide to take it upon ourselves to come and even air to the public. Maybe somebody out there will be able to help us to get this thing done with. We are suffering.
Declared strike.
Yep.
But you all are ex-staff. So what is the strike supposed to achieve?
Some of our members are still working with the new company.
So you intend to call them out to go on strike on your behalf?
The new company, and this thing
the plan is to call. The plan is to call out your people who are still working with these new companies, call them to go on strike on your behalf. Is that the plan?
Yes. The union called them, and they went on strike on our behalf, at least for a warning strike for 1 week. And the speaker, House of Rep, the Speaker House of Rep intervened and promised that he will make sure that this money is paid. But since then, nothing has been done. I don't know if it is because of the pandemic. I don't know if it is because of the economic situation of the nation. But nobody has come out to say this is what is delaying it. This is what we have discussed. This is when the money will be paid. Nobody has come out to tell us anything. So we are waiting for our union. Different body has risen, especially the Gallant team and other bodies. They have risen. Even recently, there is a registration of a body, association of former PSN staff, to fight for this money. There are so many people that are fighting for this thing, but nobody actually came out to say this is what, this is where we are. This is what we have gone to Berekete family, and he has promised to work on it. Since then, nothing. We don't know the forces that is behind this money. We don't know what is our sin. We have served our country meritoriously for years. All of our youthful years, we have used it to serve this country. And we are expected to enjoy the fruit of our labors. So I don't know what is holding this money. So we want to use the media to help us to plead with the government and its and her agencies to help us to collect this money. We don't have power to go on strike. We don't have power to do anything. We are depending on the union and every other body concerned to help us. But there is this communication gap. We don't know what is happening exactly. So that is why we are here this morning on the behalf of the retired, of the disengaged PSN staff to plead or to appeal to government and her agencies, especially BPE, to help us, and NEMCO to help us and pay this money so that we will not lose our families.
Engineer Bello, if this appeal you've done now with this question is to Engineer Bello. You said you took this upon yourself with some other people to fight on behalf of your colleagues, the ex-staff of the PHCN. In 2019, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, intervened in your letter. That's what you quoted in your letter. Now it's over 150 days since that intervention. What's the guarantee that anything will come forth? And what's your deadline? Is there a deadline you're looking at?
First, the guarantee is that I have assurance on the current administration of President Muhammadu Buhari that is going to do something as long it gets to his ear. And that is exactly why I direct the letter to him. Then secondly, because it is the first time I personally will be taking this issue on behalf of my colleague, I haven't set a deadline yet. I might do that if or depend on what the response from the presidency is to me. But I'm having assurance, 100% assurance that as soon this issue is being relayed to President Buhari, he will definitely do something. So again, I'm appealing that this money should be paid to us without any further delay. Thank you.
We can do now is just to wish you good luck, and it's a pity that you're going through tough times. After all the years you put in to work for PHCN, we wish you all the best, and we do hope that the president does respond and that your emoluments are paid to you as soon as possible. Engineer Mohammed Bello and Mr. Sunday Oyisi, both ex-PHCN staff. Thank you very much for coming to intimate us of this particular issue.